What should I be prepared for? Picking classes, study tips, how important are grades for freshman year? See, that will get you fought. Don't do that. How do I make friends? Are there any clubs you recommend? What are you supposed to look for in friends? I don't procrastinate. How do you riz? Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So today's video is a very much requested video. It's the upcoming freshman advice video along with a pack with me because I'm going on vacation, so it's best to kill two birds with one stone. In this video, I'm going to be answering you guys' question about freshman year, giving you my advice and my experience on freshman year, and then also commenting on some of the worries you guys had. I made two community posts, one a month ago, one before this video, and then one today on Instagram, and you guys came through with the questions, and then I'm excited to answer them. The main question was, how do I make friends? So that's definitely in there, don't worry. I think that's the first question. And then along with the other ones, some of them were kind of repetitive, so I just put one. Also, if I don't like shout you out in this video, I guess, because I'm going to be like putting the screenshot of the people who asked the questions. If I don't get you in that video, that doesn't mean I didn't see your question. It's just because the person that I put on the screen was the first person that I saw ask that question. So after that, if it was repetitive, I didn't really have to answer it again. But let's go ahead and jump in with this video. These are the two bags that I'm using to pack with. One's a duffel bag, one's a book bag. First question is, how do I make friends? I'm gonna start by putting my outfits in the bag and folding them up and stuff. Honestly, my biggest tip, and I think either my mother or grandmother told me this, is that you get more bees with honey than you do vinegar. Being sweet will get you a lot of places, but there's also comes to a point where you don't want people to take advantage of your sweetness and kindness. You don't want people to run you over, and then you want to treat others the way that you would want to be treated, but they don't treat you that way. Honestly, have a certain level of respect for people. Like, you don't have to be overly sweet, but if it's someone you want to be friends with or someone that you know you could like have a spark with in friendship, be sweet. You don't want to come off the wrong way with them. And also be yourself, because if you're friends with them but you put on a persona that you're really not that person, your entire friendship is going to be energy draining, because every time you're with them, you'll have to put on the persona of a person that you aren't. And that's draining. So honestly, be yourself the minute you become friends with someone, and if they don't like the true self, then they will never be a friend in the first place. How do I keep going through the rough times during freshman year? Everyone, there's certain different types of rough times, if that makes sense. For me, my type of rough time was because of a boy. My mom made me stop talking to him, and this is all in September of last year, and it really ruined my first semester of freshman year for me, and I kind of had to get over that, because I wanted my freshman year to be fun. That's the first year of high school. To get over the rough times is to remember that stage in your life, not just freshman year in general, but that even stage is only temporary. It's not going to be like that for your entire life, so don't spend time dwelling on that. What is freshman year all about? Honestly, during freshman year, sometimes, I know for mine, they treat you like you're a baby, like you don't know what to expect. For me, I already knew what to expect. I've been looking since 6th grade about high school, maybe 5th grade and colleges and stuff like that. So I kind of knew the drill down about everything. You don't want your freshman year to be boring at all. Do some fun stuff. It's your first day of freshman year. Join clubs. If you don't like them, don't do it next year. Stuff like that. Do stuff that's going to make your freshman year fun, or you're literally just going to have a boring freshman year. You don't want that. Is high school as bad as people make it seem? Honestly, it really depends on who's telling you it's bad or not. For me, the only reason why my freshman year was bad, and it was only really first semester, was because of a boy. Do not let boys infuriate with or what is it called? Don't let boys I don't know the big term, but don't let boys ruin your freshman year or whatever like that. Like I said, it's supposed to be happy. So honestly, it's not as bad as you see it in the movies or whatnot, because you'll see people getting beat up in the middle of the hall and carry type stuff. But honestly, it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. The first 3 days of freshman year were the worst days of freshman year for me, and I've been through worse during my freshman year. But honestly, after the first 3 days for me, because that's our first week, it was okay. I knew where my classes were and everything like that. So for me, it's not as bad as people make it seem. How heavy is the workload? Okay, it really depends on the type of classes you're in. I'm taking honors slash AP classes. So it depends on the type of classes you're taking. If you're taking AP classes, it's going to be a heavy workload because that's AP. And then if you're taking honors, it's going to be a little bit more heavy because it's honors. But if you're taking regular classes, it's going to be work because it's high school. But also it kind of depends on the teacher you are, because I know some teachers, like also in my honors literature class, like I just wanted to go to sleep permanently. It was so much work, and I had those classes the exact same semester. But I would look at other people who had the same honors classes, just a different teacher, and their workload would be like less than mine. And I'm just be like, why am I going through this? Like, I know one of my used to be friends, she had an honors literature class, and they were literally doing 6th grade work. Meanwhile, we're over here reading 3 books a day and having to do 26-page essays on it. I'm like, how does that work? So honestly, it also depends on the teacher. I'm not gonna lie. Like, they have a certain curriculum they have to teach you, but some of them teach it a different way. How do you get the motivation to get up every day and get cute? Honestly, that depends on you. If you're the type of person where you're like, I just want to wake up, go to school, and get the day over with, then wake up, go to school, and get the day over with. Me, I want to look cute. I feel like that's the only time that I can actually like show off my outfits and do my makeup, and it kind of wakes me up, like having the fun of getting ready in the morning. It kind of like wakes me up for everything. How do you riz? With my boyfriend that I have now, it was 2nd semester in January, so 1 month into 2nd semester at the end of January. And he was in my advisement the day. He wasn't in his advisement, he was in my advisement, which is kind of like homeroom. You have it like once every month, but they never follow that rule. So we had it, and he was in there, and class is going by. I'm looking at him. I'm talking to my friend Keegan and Elijah, and I'm like, oh, he's kind of cute. Is he Hispanic? Whatever. So class ends, and I think one of my friends, I think it was Keegan and Elijah or Rowan or someone, they're talking to him, and then I think one of my friends, Elijah, he had came up to me, and he was like, oh, yo, he said you were fine. And I tried to go up to him and talk to him, but like he ran away. Scary cat. And so I didn't have that, and I went to first period, asked people if they saw him, and it was this horrible blurry picture. Like, I wish I could show you guys how horrible the picture was, and nobody knew because he had like a hood on and a mask, so the only thing you saw was this. And mind you, the picture was blurry and horrible because I was trying to take it without him noticing. And then I got into 2nd period, and one of my friends, Yelsey, knew who he was, and then she gave me his TikTok and his Instagram, and I messaged him like, hey, during school, but his Wi-Fi is booty, so it doesn't work in school. And he didn't respond, so I deleted it. And when I got home, I texted him, hey. And so, like, I kind of made the first move. So, honestly, you just got to be bold. Because, honestly, my thing when I went to text him, I was like, Keyorie, if you don't text him, you'll probably never date him. And I just had to tell myself that, which is true. Because if I never texted him, I don't think he would have found me unless I popped up on like his For You page. But his For You page is like anime. So, he's one of them weird kids. If you see this, don't kill me. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. That's how you know it wasn't true love anyway. How do you keep up with assignments? My biggest tip, do not procrastinate. You procrastinate, you're gonna get left behind. Like, I used to have like so many assignments for biology, and I'd be like, this is too much, like I can't do it. I'll do it tomorrow, and then tomorrow it would become even more, and then even more, and then it'll be so much that like I'm just like, forget it, let me fail that class. Don't procrastinate. Even if it's a lot of work, do it, and then the next day you'll have a lot less work to do. And even if it's a lot again, you'll just have a lot less work piling up. You won't have like a lot, you know? Don't procrastinate. That's my biggest tip, okay? You procrastinate, I'll find out where you live, and I'm going to give you a spanking on the booty. Okay, I'm back. I just had to go do dishes. Telling you, I'm Slenderella. We're not even going to talk about that. Next question is, how do you deal with fake friends / people? Honestly, fake friends is different. Like, sometimes you don't notice your friend is fake until the middle of the friendship. Honestly, cut them off, be respectful. And then when it comes to fake people, if they're not your friend, honestly, just like ignore them and like drop them, especially if they're not anywhere close to being your friend. If you find they're fake, just don't converse with them. What are you supposed to look for in friends? That's actually a good question. Look for someone who has like the same, like, what is that thing called? The same niche as yours. The person that's kind of alike to you, that likes to do the same things. Someone like, not on your level, but someone that you can also relate to. Look for people who make you happy, who don't stress you, who don't judge you. Oh my goodness. Do not get with someone that judges you. Like, that's not a friend. How is it actually being a freshman? So honestly, the stereotype of freshman is like, oh, you get bullied on by the upperclassmen, watch out for upperclassmen, this, that, and the third. Honestly, half of the time, I didn't even know that the people in my class were freshmen until they told me they were freshmen. There were people in my class where I thought they were a sophomore and they were a whole freshman. So honestly, people don't know you're a freshman unless you tell them that you're a freshman or like you take a freshman class or whatever. Because I think honors classes for freshmen are really sophomore classes, like regular sophomore classes, I think. I might be mistaken. But it's not like how it is in the movie. Like being a freshman, I can't really explain it because being a freshman is like being a freshman. There's not really anything. You're like the baby of the school, but people don't really call you a baby unless it's like your upperclassmen friends or something like that. When can I see your fine? Next question. Are there any clubs you recommend for freshmen? Okay, this is mine. I wanted to do debate club so bad, but they were literally debating about NASA for the entire year, and that is not interesting for me. I want to debate about something, gun violence, racism, stuff like that, not no NASA. I don't even know nothing about NASA. I don't even pay attention in world science. So I would recommend debate. Another club that I recommend, I was in beta club, but I also dropped out of that. It was boring. There's, for us, Student Government Association, but I didn't really want to be in that. I'm more of a sports gal than a club gal, if that makes sense. There's also yearbook committee and stuff like that that you could join. Honestly, depends on what your school has to offer. There's theater, but that's like an elective, not really a club, if it makes sense. How do you know what classes you're taking? For me, my school, like, they put your schedule up a couple days before open house, which is kind of like orientation. You go see your classes and teachers, and then the day of open house, you can also get your schedule and fix your schedule. So that's how I know what classes I'm taking. They give me my schedule. Guys, my bags look atrocious in this video. It looks like I need like sleep, which I do. I'm going to pack my makeup bag really quickly and then jump back to my clothes because my bag is getting kind of packed. Next thing is, what AP classes should I take? It honestly depends. For me, I take honors classes. So junior year, when I go to take AP classes, dual enrollment, and early college courses, I'll be taking the AP version of classes that like are my favorite. I don't know if I want to take 3 AP classes or if I want to take 2 AP classes. I know I'm definitely not taking AP World History or American Government, anything that has to do with social studies, because I literally hate it. That's my least favorite subject. I wish it never existed because I don't care about the past. What is that going to do for me now? So for me, I'm definitely going to take AP Algebra, Geometry, whatever the AP course of math is, because I love math. I don't care what anyone says. It's literally my favorite subject. It's so challenging and like, what's the word, satisfying when you figure out a problem that you don't know. Like, I don't know, it just brings me so much, like, I literally love math. And then if I want to take 3 AP courses, it would be AP Science or Biology or whatever, AP Literature, and then AP Math. But if I only take 2, I would probably do AP Math and AP Literature because I honestly love writing. And Honors Biology, it feels like a freaking AP class itself. So what makes you think I'm about to take AP version of that? So honestly, take the AP classes of the honor or regular class that you like. If you're in honors class, most likely you'll get into AP classes easier. If you're in regular classes, you'll probably have to take honors classes and then go to AP classes. How strict will the teachers be? Honestly, depends. I know, like, my teachers, I had like one strict teacher and she wasn't even that strict. She was just like annoying because she was kind of like a Karen, but she wanted to be funny so bad, like, and it was my world history teacher. My honors biology teacher was literally hilarious. She treated us like we were her children. My honors literature teacher, she would cuss and treat us like we were grown people, and I just thought that she was so like, blah. She was fun and like chillax. Like, not that she would like cuss like out of nowhere, but like if we were reading a book with cuss words, she would say the cuss words, and that's what makes the book interesting. That's what keeps me awake in class. Whoa, look at this. I just stuffed everything that I use in here. Oh, whoa! My honors math teacher, she was literally like a mom to us, like a caring mom. She was so sweet. She's also the swim coach, and so she would pick me up for practice in the morning and stuff like that. And if I join this year again, definitely will be reaching out to her to come pick me up. Majority of the teachers in high school are like chilled back, because like they're an adult, they expect you to have the maturity of an adult. And another question that actually nobody asked, are you allowed to have like your phones out? My teachers didn't care if you had their phones out, but if they were teaching, that phone better be up. Do I necessarily have to take sophomore year seriously? Honestly, you want my point of view? Yes. Colleges start looking at your freshman year. 8th grade year is the year that people are like, oh my goodness, it's about to be high school and you should take it seriously. You really don't. Colleges typically don't look at that unless you're in like sports or extreme clubs or something like that. They won't look at that. Freshman year also starts your GPA. So if your GPA is low, you're gonna have to work that GPA up until your senior year, and it's gonna be incredibly hard to get your GPA up. So honestly, I think you would have to take it seriously. You don't want your GPA to be below, and then you have to build it up, because your GPA, it starts in freshman year, and then colleges start looking at it. Where do I sit down at lunch if I have no friends? I don't want to be that person to be like, oh, sit in the bathroom and eat. Honestly, my table, they have circle tables, which are kind of like for groups or whatever, but they also have like long tables, which is you can just sit by yourself. My best advice for people who want to sit by themselves during lunch, or they don't have any friends to sit with, literally play music, watch TikTok while you're eating, and nobody will really bother you. Is the work stressful? It depends on the type of class you're taking. AP classes, they're more stressful than honor classes. Honor classes are a little bit more stressful than regular classes. So honestly, it depends on the type of class you're taking. I know for honors classes, the only two stressful classes that I were taking was honors biology and honors ninth literature. How important are grades for freshman year? They actually are important, because like I said, it starts off your GPA and you don't want it to be like low and then you have to build up from senior year. Speaking of that, I need to check my GPA. Should your dressing style match everyone else's? Do what you want to do. Do not be a follower, because you can match everyone else's style and whatnot, but like it literally not be comfortable to you at all. I'm going to take my book bag, and I'm going to also put like my body wash and hygiene stuff, like my toothpaste and all that, in here, along with my like moisturizers and stuff, because I'm not putting these in my makeup bag. I don't think they will fit. I recently bought the Bubble moisturizer. It's honestly really good. I got the Bubble Balancing Bounce Back Mist, and then I have the, where is it? I gotta get it. Bubble Fresh Start Gel Cleanser. So that's going on this bag. I normally would bring my Neutrogena Hydro Boost Gel Cleanser, but that's in the closet, and this is like much smaller. How does the lunch schedule work? I'm going to the same school as you. The lunch schedule works, your third period class, they do like CATE, they do science, they do gym, and then that depends. There's like A lunch. They actually just added an E lunch, literally. So we have A lunch, B lunch, C lunch, D lunch, E lunch, okay? And then each lunch period has 20 minutes. Lunch period is during third period. So you have lunch and then you start your third period class, or you have your third period class, you go to lunch, then you go back to your third period class, or you have your third period class for a long time, then you have your lunch, then a little bit of time for your third period class, and then your third period class is at the end of like, you have your third period class, and then like your lunch period towards the end of third period class, and then it transitions into fourth period. Honestly, depends on your third period class. How do you make friends if you know nobody at school? I was only a new student twice or once, but I was like young, and you know, when you're younger, it's easier to make friends. Now that I'm older, I honestly don't know how to answer that question. How to manage a good GPA? It depends on how they measure your GPA, to be honest, because I know our GPAs are measured by our grades. For my GPA, if you're in honors classes, you get an extra 5 points added to your GPA per honors class. I think, like automatically, it doesn't matter. And so honors classes are really good if you want to have your GPA up. Grades matter. They calculate ours based off of our grade, and then they do some division. I honestly have a chart of how they calculate ours, but I can't show you because it has like my school logo and everything all over it. To manage a good GPA is to have like good grades. if you have lower grades, it's gonna knock down your GPA when they go to calculate all your grades together. Then honors classes, they give you extra points. What's your advice for people taking AP/harder classes? Don't procrastinate. Honestly, if you feel like it's too much for you, drop out and take a regular class. I actually know someone who was in my honors biology class, and they told me that like it was just too much for them, and they dropped out and took a regular environmental science class. And that's totally okay. You don't want to take an honors class just because you're like, oh my goodness, all these other smart people and whatever are doing it. A lot of the chances are half of the people in honors classes don't even understand the material themselves. They kind of cheated their way there. My advice is to do what you want. Don't like take an honors class just because you see everybody else taking honors classes. That's gonna be a lot of stress on you, girl or boy. Don't do that. Is it good to take honors classes, regular classes, or AP classes in freshman year? Me, I've always been the type where like I want to take honors classes. So for me, my best thing is honors classes. I know there are some classes that you can take as an elective that are AP classes, but that's an elective. And I'm not taking 3 academic classes when one is supposed to be an elective. So for me, I would take honors classes, and the reason why I say that, or AP, but I'm saving my AP classes for junior year just to like get even more of a feel, you know. I don't want to jump into stuff right away. But honors classes, because they give you extra points on your GPA. Are AP honors classes actually hard, and are they worth taking? It literally depends. Some people, like I've heard multiple times, like I've had my honors classes, and then people who are in the regular version of the class are like, we're learning the exact same material as you. Honestly, honors classes are kind of the exact same material as regular classes. Not gonna lie, probably just a little bit more work, but we just learn it like a week to a week and a half earlier than regular classes. So we're just at a faster pace. There's not really like a big difference, if you know what I mean. So I'd say they're worth taking. They give you extra points in your GPA. It looks good on college resumes and stuff like that. If you're one of the people who are like, I want to be prepared for college during freshman year, I'd say they're good. How to keep a good work schedule. I love talking about like studying stuff or work schedule. Okay, so for my school, we take 2 academic classes and 2 electives. So 4 classes per semester. We have 2 semesters. Those electives are like intro to healthcare, intro to public law and safety, gym, art, and stuff like that. What I do is I focus on my academic classes first, and then my electives. So how I do that is I take the academic class that has the most work, and that's the class that I work on first. Then I work on the second academic class that doesn't have a lot of work, and then so it's a lot of work academic class, less work academic class, and then a lot of work elective class, less work elective class. And the reason why I work on my elective classes, the reason why I work on my academic classes first is because academic classes, if you do not pass them, you have to retake the class. When it comes to electives, if you don't pass them, you don't have to retake that elective. They'll most likely just put you in another random elective, and it'll probably bump your GPA down a little bit. But you also need to pass a class to get an amount of credit in order for you to graduate high school. Jesus Christ. How to get through the year if you don't end up having a friend. Honestly, this kind of relates to something I'm going to talk about in a video that is coming up. Know that it is okay to be alone. You do not always have to have someone there by your side. And a lot of people in high school, most of them stick to themselves if they don't have a friend. You're not going to be looked at weird. And then friends are also temporary. There's a good chance that you won't even have the friends like after high school that you have during high school, because people come and go. Nothing is permanent in life. How do we deal with crazy teachers? Honestly, I never had crazy teachers, but I definitely did have annoying teachers. I had my second semester of high school, my intro to healthcare teacher was literally annoying. She got on my nerves and she made me want to not take that class again, but medical stuff is what I want to do, so I had to take that class again. Guys, honestly, just be respectful. Like, if they disrespect you, I don't know what to say, because I've never had a teacher disrespect me, because I will tell my mother and y'all will have a conversation. That's all I gotta say. Honestly, be respectful. I've had like plenty of annoying teachers, but it doesn't change the fact that they're doing their job, even though being annoying isn't their job. you don't want to be on their bad side, because if it comes to anything and you need extra credit or something, teachers will be petty. I'm gonna tell you that right now. They be petty. I'm not gonna lie to you. How do I approach myself? For me, first impressions matter. Like I said in the beginning, when it comes to making friends, you get more bees with honey than you do vinegar. Be sweet to your teachers. Even if people call you like a teacher's pet, that's not really being a teacher's pet. That's like literally being respectful and making a good first impression. Some people honestly just don't care about that, and that's them. So don't let that affect what you want to do and how you want to act. Because at the end of the day, if they need extra credit, but they're not like nice with the teacher, then the teacher probably not gonna give them the extra credit. But it depends. Don't come in their class all loud and obnoxious and stuff like that. They're just gonna be like, oh, that's the type of kid you are, right off the bat. Because I've heard teachers say that before. How do you keep up with your schoolwork? I don't procrastinate. Well, that's actually a lie. I do procrastinate, but after I'm done procrastinating for a certain amount of time, I do all my work. But this year, I'm literally making like a promise to myself, like, don't procrastinate. Romanticize school. Don't make it boring. If like you have to listen to music while you do your schoolwork, then do it. If you have to watch someone study while you're studying, then do it. If you have to get a study partner, do it. For each of my classes, I know my honors biology class and my honors algebra class, we made group chats. And that's how we talked and conversed and stuff like that. How are the girls and boys? For my school, so if you're that one person that like said that you're going to my school, be prepared to see fights. Because the girls in my school, they love to fight. So do the boys. Like, fighting is in their blood. That's in their blood. There are a lot of sweet girls at my school, and they like look mean, or like they seem like a mean person, but the minute you get to know them, they're actually like so sweet. And then there are quiet girls and stuff like that. But then there's like the loud, obnoxious girls that literally want to fight you because you're pretty, you're better than them, or they're jealous, or they think you want their man, or they heard something from someone else and they base opinion off of you by that. And the immature boys who are just like, don't date them, they're a player. And then some boys, like, they put their hands on girls. Like, this one boy tried it. Don't put your hand on me. I don't care. What should I be prepared for? I feel like this video, like, I don't know how to answer that question, because this video is basically telling you what you should be prepared for. Like, the classes, how the work is, how the people are. So, yeah. How can I stay focused? Okay, for me, my biggest, like, part of staying focused is the fact that, like, I get sleepy and like I sleep in class. I have like a big issue with that. So I drink the Starbucks coffee, the Frappuccinos, or I make my own blend with their coffee. And then also some of the teachers' like learning styles don't fit my learning style. I'm a kinesthetic and visual learner. Like if I'm listening to a person talk years on end in every class, I'm gonna get bored, and that's gonna also make me sleepy. But like if I'm taking notes or I'm like looking at a movie or something like that, like that type of stuff, it gets me interested. Like I have a short attention span, so it honestly depends on how the teacher teaches as well. How bad is class changing? I don't know if you mean from like period to period or from semester to semester. So from period to period, we get at least 5 to 7 minutes. Honestly, I just go right to class. It's enough time for me. What was the first week of classes like as a freshman? Was everything chaotic, and did it even out? Hold on, there is something in my eye. So the first week of freshman year, it was a bunch of anxiety for me, if I can explain it in one word. Anxiety for me, and I was scared. I was still like learning my way around the building. But the minute the second week hit, I was like, okay, I know some of these people. I made friends with people I could walk from class to class to. I made connections with people that I could eat lunch with. Just like, you don't even have to make friends, just at least 1 or 2 people that you can walk to a class with, you can talk to in that class, you can eat lunch with. That's like how I kind of survived freshman year if I didn't have a friend that I already knew. It was like chaotic the first time. It was kind of stressful, but the second week, yes, it did even out. Next question, for people in sports, is it any harder? Whoa. For people in sports, I wouldn't say it's any harder because you can't get into sports, at least in my school. If you have bad grades, they don't allow you to. So if you're in a sport, it honestly pushes you to have good grades, but you also have to manage having schoolwork, homework. If you're in clubs, then that along with the sport, which is like a lot, which is why this year I'm probably only gonna do swim, maybe soccer, but our soccer team kind of sucks. What is this? Oh, this is my boyfriend's hoodie. I actually have to text him after this because he got mad at me because I accidentally left him on red. Like, you sassy boy, I was busy. I would say it's just a little bit harder, but it also depends on what sport you're doing. People in swim, we have practice Monday morning, Wednesday morning, Tuesday afternoon, and Thursday afternoon. So it's kind of easy to manage everything because it's not like afternoon where I have to do stuff. It's like stuff like that. So it's kind of easy. How do you get to class on time? Don't be kikiing and gigging in the halls. Honestly, sometimes I do go to the vending machine before I go to class because our school has vending machines. But if the line is like long, don't waste your time standing in the line if your school has vending machines. Your goal is to get in class on time, so get to class on time. That's the simplest thing ever. And if you're late, teachers, like, unless you have a pass, they don't care. They're gonna be like, oh, you're late, I'm marking you late. Yeah. Next question is, do you still have the same friends from 8th grade, or are they completely different? I do have, or I did have, or something like that, the same friends that I had in 8th grade, but it also, like, friends are temporary, so you don't want to only have them if you start off your freshman year with school like that, because I know I started off my freshman year with them, and now I have only my boyfriend. People grow apart, you know? It's also different. You meet new people. It's a bunch of schools, middle schools combining into one high school, so yeah. How to stay out of drama? So for me, I was a drama person in 6th grade. I used to love drama. I used to love being in drama because I thought that I could literally win against everyone. But then I matured in 7th grade because I was a follower. And my biggest tip to stay out of drama is if someone has one-sided beef with you, completely ignore it. It's one-sided beef. Don't go back trying to steam up some more stuff, because if they have a problem with you but y'all, like, you did nothing to them or something like that, chances are it's just them. It's never you. So there's no point in wasting your energy on that. Think about it like that. Remember that there are consequences. If you're in any sports and you get in drama and you get in a fight, you'll get taken out, because in my school they take you out of sports for stuff like that. If it's like petty drama over a boy, people are gonna laugh at you. They're gonna be like, they literally fought over a boy. Like, that's how people at my school are. When someone's like, oh, they fought over a boy or something like that, I'm just like, for real. Y'all fought over a boy. A boy that doesn't want neither of you. At that. It's just petty stuff. How to stay out of drama is also keep your mouth closed. But honestly, just keep your mouth shut. My grandmother and mother tell me that all the time. They're like, keep your mouth shut, ignore it. Is swim really worth it? Oh, you're asking me about swim? I honestly sucked at it. But I actually am way better, so yeah, Miss Green, if you're seeing this, I'm way better now. I learned over the summer some more techniques. But they need to put me in freaking freestyle.
Do not put me in the butterfly method no more.
Okay, it really depends. If you are a swimmer, you like to be in the water, you want to wake up early, then go ahead and do it. Because we wake up, I know I wake up at like 5:30 in school. Swim practice starts at 6 and it ends at 7:10, and school starts at 8 o'clock. So you kind of have to get ready in the bathroom and whatever. So honestly, do what you want to do. For me, swim is worth it. I'm probably going to try it again this term or this semester. But I think for us, it's like $300 for swim. So yeah. Should we participate in extracurriculars? Does navigating get easier? Honestly, I think you should participate in as much extracurriculars as you can, especially while they're having the free trials or whatever it's called. Because I know for like the extracurriculars that we do, they give us 3 days to like get to know them until we have to like pay a fee to know if you want to be in that class, or maybe it's a week, and then you have to pay a fee if you definitely want to be in there, and if you don't pay it, then you're not allowed in that class anymore. So it's kind of like a free trial for your extracurriculars. Same thing with sports, when it's like conditioning and practice. If you notice during those times you don't want to do the extracurricular, it's better just do it, and then you pick out the stuff that you know you don't want to do, and then stuff that you do want to do, and then stuff that you do want to do, you can continue to do that throughout your entire high school, versus you doing extracurriculars at the end of your senior year, colleges being like, oh, she only did this, matter of fact, she dropped out of this because she didn't like it, versus you doing them your freshman year, then be like, okay, she started this her freshman year, she dropped out of these, but she continued to do the one she wanted her entire rest of the high school year. It looks good. And then your next one, does navigating get easier? After the first 3 days of high school, I already had my passageway for my classes down like that. So for me, it was easier. Okay, so I'm actually done packing. Wow, that's the fastest I've ever packed. Should I stick to a group of friends or just have my main best friend? I feel like you should stick to a small group of friends, but also include your main best friend in that group. I know for me, I had like a quad trio-ish type stuff. And then I had, I think it was a quintet, like a group of 5 for my first period friends in second semester. And then in my second period, I just had one person that I would talk to. Honestly, just make connections. You don't want to have just limit your entire high school friendship to one person, because what if, like, God forbid, but what if y'all don't end up friends anymore? You literally have no one. So you want to make connections. You don't necessarily need a group of friends. You don't necessarily need to have only your best friend. If you have like one friend per class or a group of friends per class, that's okay, because that one best friend might not be in all your classes for first and second semester, and that group of friends may not be in every single one of your classes for first and second semester. So it's just good to have connections everywhere. What are some things to do before my first day of 9th grade? For me, it was really stressful. I got my mom to pray for me and then I took a melatonin to make me go to sleep because it was so much stress and anxiety built up. Like, I literally could not go to sleep. So that's what I did. I took a melatonin and got my mother to pray for me. But I also had my outfit laid out. I had my bag already packed. My computer was charged. My phone was charged. I had an extra charger in my backpack and stuff like that. I was prepared. Okay, that's the best thing to do. Have everything laid out. If you have your school lunch from home, make sure your lunch is packed and stuff like that. Make sure your lunch is made and warm it up the day of and put it in your thermal heater or whatever. Next thing is study tips. Okay, I literally love this. There's like apps that you can do that like count like how long you can study for and then give you a break and stuff like that. Apps that lock certain apps on your phone for a certain amount of time while you're studying. You can listen to lo-fi music and stuff like that while you're studying. Study with a friend on FaceTime. Make your notes colorful and stuff like that. You don't want to have boring notes because you're never going to look back at them. Even though my notes were pretty, but I never look back at them anyway. But if you have electronic notes or just paper notes in general, make sure your stuff is organized too, because if it's just a bunch of clunk of stuff, you're never going to want to go in there. Picking classes. For us, they give us an option of what academic classes and like electives that we wanted. So for mine, I chose French 3 because I already completed French 1 and French 2. So I'm going to take French 3 my junior year. I'm going to take AP French. I literally love my teacher. I cannot wait to see Mr. Green again. But for mine, I chose Spanish 1 and French 3. Those are my 2 electives. And then I also chose, I think the next step for intro to healthcare is medicine, experimental medicine or something like that, which is like a medical class. And then a PE class, just like a free period, because PE is kind of a free period. And then from academic class, I just chose the next level of high academic for everything. Pick the extracurriculars that they have available that you know you want to be in. But I also think I chose Intro to Public Law and Safety as one of my extracurriculars. And then for academic classes, if you want to be in honors, make sure you tell them that. And if you want to be in APs, make sure you tell them that. And my schedule was literally perfect for my freshman year of high school because I made sure they had it right. How to not be awkward when making friends. This is the last question. When I become friends with people, if it's awkward, like, it's gonna always be an awkward stage, but like a couple days later, it should click and you guys act like y'all known each other your entire lives. But if it takes like forever for that to happen, you probably wanna expand your circle. You know what I'm talking about? But honestly, be yourself. It's gonna be awkward at first. There's never a non-awkward stage of life with anything. Like, it's okay to be shy and stuff like that, but don't let that overcome the fact of you having friends, because I know a lot of people who are like, I'm shy, like, I don't know if I can want to be friends with people or anything like that. But I'm also not a people person, so yeah. Why am I like not centered in the middle? Hi guys, I know I look a mess. I'm editing right now, but there's actually one more question that I actually wanted to answer. And it's, what are the main essentials you need in your backpack as a girl? So for me, I had 2 bags. One was for girls like who are on their monthly, you know, the essentials, pads, potty liners, stuff like that, like sanitizing wipes, hand sanitizer, stuff like that. That's like an emergency kit for school or whatever. And like, I carried that around, not just for me, but other girls too, because I happen to have other girls' bags. And then I also had a second bag, which is kind of like a makeup touch-up bag, but I never really used it. The only things that I would use out of that bag are like lip liner and chapstick. But honestly, just use like your notebooks, have that monthly emergency kit bag. And then if you do choose to wear makeup, then a makeup touch-up bag. But honestly, I don't think I'm going to bring a bag like that this year. So in my emergency monthly bag, just like little stuff, hand sanitizer, the stuff for your monthly, lip balm. You can bring perfume and stuff like that. Hand lotion, because I have like mini stuff, and just stuff like that. Honestly, that's what I had in my backpack this year. My friend Sophia is calling me, so I'm gonna answer this. But yeah, this is my teddy bear my boyfriend gave me, and this is a teddy bear I was supposed to give my boyfriend, but I literally forgot. But every time he's on the floor or something, my boyfriend gets mad. So he's on the bench. I know you're watching this, so
Don't get mad at me.
So the next part is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things, and this is just stuff that you guys are worried about. People not liking me, drama, and upperclassmen. Upperclassmen honestly don't really care about freshmen, but if you make friends with upperclassmen, then like it's just a friendship. Like it's not like in the movies where upperclassmen bully freshmen. It's not like that at all. Drama, like my best thing is to just stay out of it. I kind of told you guys how to do that. And then people not liking you, don't worry about people not liking you. You're not gonna see them after high school like 10 times out of 10, 9.5 times out of 10. You're not gonna see them after high school. So don't even worry about it. Be confident. Not everybody is like worried about you. Like we have that mindset that like everybody in the world is like worried about us or looking at us or whatever, but they're really not. Relationships and making new friends. I already told you guys how to make new friends and stuff like that, but relationships, do not let that be the whole entire like middle circle of your high school. Relationships either with a girl or a boy are not the point of high school, not gonna lie. Don't make your relationship like the control center of your entire high school life. 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, we don't marry or have a future or kids with the person that we date in high school, even though we all wish we do. Even me with my boyfriend now, I wish that I do. Pray that I do. God forbid it's not gonna work out, but that's just life. It's high school. Boys, like I just said, don't worry about that. I mean, you have a crush, you can have a boyfriend, but if y'all break up or whatever, don't like be like, oh, like it's school. There are plenty of fish in the sea, and I know you want that one fish, but I do too, girl. Don't worry, I do too. Next one is being in class with people I don't like. There are 2 people that said this. How y'all already not liking people? School already didn't start it. How do y'all know that the people you don't like are in the classes that you have? See, that will get you fought. Don't do that. School hasn't even started yet, and you're worried about people that you don't like. See, energy you could be wasting on something else. Socializing. Honestly, I have social anxiety too. I don't really like talking to people. I don't like people in general. I'm not really a people person. I like being in a group of people. So honestly, you don't have to socialize. If your teachers make you talk, just answer the question and keep it pushing. You don't have to talk to people. Be in your own little corner by your own little self with your headphones in. It's okay. You don't have to socialize. Nobody's forcing you to unless it's your teacher. Friends and confidence in clothes. Told you guys about friends again. Confidence in clothes. Wear what makes you comfortable. I used to be really insecure wearing leggings, and I recently just started wearing them again in 9th grade, and it honestly isn't that bad. You have to also explore out of your comfort zone, because you'll never know how you feel about those things again or in general if you don't try again or try in general. Wear clothes that make you confident, that make you feel pretty, that are comfortable, whatever. If you see someone like dressed up with like flare pants and a flare shirt and gold jewelry and their hair done, and you're over there with a messy bun, a sweatshirt, no jewelry, a rusty pair of Air Forces and sweatpants, but you feel comfortable, that's literally what you want to wear. And there ain't no judgment in that. Okay, so that is it from you guys. Now for my tips and my experience. My first semester of freshman year, it was actually not bad. It was like really fun, not gonna lie. I let a boy kind of ruin it for me. So that's kind of all I gotta say. My second semester was a little boring, not gonna lie, but it was actually good. And that's when I met my boyfriend, and it was, I rate my freshman year a 6 out of 10 or 6.5, almost a 7. It wasn't the best. I feel like freshman year probably will be better. I'm kind of excited. I start school August 2nd. It's currently July 22nd. And so I feel like my experience honestly wasn't bad. It was very eye-opening. I learned a lot. I kind of matured a lot. I learned a lot of different things from a lot of different people. My mindset is different than it was before. So I honestly feel like freshman year did me some justice. Now, my tips as a freshman. Number 1, what did I keep saying? Do not procrastinate. Number 2, don't be that stuck-up person. You get more bees with honey than you do vinegar. Be sweet. Be kind. Number 3, try to join clubs and stuff that you never would before. Try to join a sport. See if you like it. Number 4, take honors classes because they get your GPA up and it looks good, okay? Number 5, if your school does this, which is dorm, women, or early college course classes, try that either your sophomore or junior year because that's also really good. It gets you prepared for a lot of other stuff. Number 6, if your school has Avid, you can be in that too, but I never wanted to be in that because it's kind of boring, I'm not gonna lie. People who are in Avid say that it's boring. It's just like an elective, but another academic class in one. But if your school does that and you want to do it, then do it. Number 7, your credit. If you, like, each class that you take for each, like, semester, it's a certain amount of credit points, and when you graduate high school, you have to have a certain amount of credit points in order to pass. So if you fail a class, you don't get that credit. And I think that's all my tips. Number 8, definitely enjoy your freshman year, or try to enjoy it if you really can't. Number 9, don't stress over the small stuff. This is only your first year. It either gets better from this, and it always gets worse before it gets better. So try not to stress it like that, you know? Number 9, or did I already say number 9? Last tip, okay? This is the last tip. Learn to be okay with being alone, okay? There are gonna be either classes or people that leave you, or lunchtime where, like, you're not gonna have anyone to talk to or anything like that, and you should make those connections, but also be okay with being alone, because what if those connections you made aren't there that day? What are you gonna do? I know a lot of people's first stress is how to make friends. What do I do if I don't have any friends and stuff like that? But you honestly don't need friends, because after high school and college, it only gets realer than that. Everybody goes their own way. Everybody has their own issues and own problems and their own life to deal about. So you're not gonna have, like, people there, if that makes sense. You gotta learn to cooperate and deal with yourself. And that's everything that I have to say. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I really hope that this helped. And if you're an upcoming freshman, sweetheart, do not worry. Like, literally after the first 3 days or the first week, it's as smooth as pie. I know that me telling you this might not lower your nerves, because people telling me this did not lower mine. I was literally taking melatonin to sleep the day before. As a person who just, like, got over freshman year, if that makes sense, it definitely isn't worth the stress that we put ourselves through versus the stress that we could focus on other stuff, because we create this persona or this expectation in our head that of what high school is, when it's really not like that. Enjoy your first year of high school. Like, you don't want it to be boring. But honestly, I really did hope, or I really do hope, that this helped you guys in a lot of different ways. I hope that you guys are a little less stressed out. And if you have any more questions, just comment them down below and I will answer them. I love you guys so much. Remember that you are loved. Thank you guys for, I think I already said this, literally can't believe it's half of 50K. I literally love you guys so much. Oh my goodness. I'll see you guys next time in the next video. God bless. Mwah. Bye.